Hello and welcome, everyone. This week, I'm bringing you one of the most requested topics I receive so frequently. In fact, that some of you have been begging for it. Please, just do the communication video already. Well, here it is. Besides all the messages saying, please make a video on communication, I've also received a ton of heartfelt confessions, like this one. I don't get it. I'm actually kind and sincere. I just say what I think, nothing offensive. But somehow, every time I speak, people dislike me. Why is that? It's so frustrating. Or, this one. Honestly, I feel like I'm always right. I say what's correct, but people still get mad at me, misunderstand me. It makes me so upset, but I don't know what to do. I'm not wrong. Why do they still hate me? Or another version. I don't think I've done anything wrong. I live a normal life, but lately, people's attitude toward me has changed. Why? What's going on? These are just a few of the many messages I receive. There are countless issues people face when it comes to communication, and that's why we're here today. Let me tell you something important. Whenever we run into a recurring problem in life, there's always a reason. We've probably made a mistake somewhere. Maybe we didn't mean to, but we did. So the question becomes, how do we avoid these mistakes? How do we speak in a way that doesn't lead to misunderstandings, accidental offense, or dislike from others? This episode is your answer. I'll be introducing you to a simple but powerful model I call the triangle of communication. It's a framework that, once understood and applied, can help you navigate conversations in a way that keeps you safe from unnecessary conflict. By using this triangle, you'll be able to walk into any room, say whatever you need to, and still not make enemies. Intrigued? Let's begin. All right, let's start with part 1, the triangle model. This model is based on one simple visual. Imagine a triangle on your screen. Everything you say should stay within this triangle. The moment you speak outside of it, you're stepping into danger. Why? Because the three sides of the triangle represent three boundaries. Crossing any one of them is what often gets us in trouble. So what are these three boundaries? Let's go through them one by one. Side 1. Sensitive or taboo topics for the listener. This first side of the triangle warns us never to bring up something that's sensitive or taboo in the eyes of the person we're talking to. You may think your words are logical, fair, or harmless, but if they hit a nerve, if they touch a topic the other person is sensitive about, it won't matter how right you are, they'll still react negatively. For example, imagine talking to your boss. He may be someone who craves recognition. He wants to be acknowledged for his hard work and leadership. That's his sensitive spot. Now, let's say he just led a successful project. You casually say, "Yeah, that project went well. Honestly, it wasn't too hard. We handled it easily." Boom. Even though you didn't mean anything bad, you've unintentionally stepped on his ego. To him, it feels like you're dismissing his effort. That's a violation of side 1 of the triangle. Moral of the story: before you speak, ask yourself, what is this person most sensitive about? What do they strongly avoid or dislike? What's their forbidden zone? Avoid those areas at all costs. If you ignore this rule, then yes, you might say something technically correct, but you'll also alienate the listener, and they'll remember. So that side 1, Dan T, talk about what the other person considers sensitive or taboo. Side 2, revealing personal secrets in casual relationships. This one is a big mistake people make at work or in casual friendships. Never share your deep personal secrets in environments where the relationship isn't deep enough to hold them. Let me ask you, can you guarantee that your coworker or casual friend fully understands you? Do they care enough to carry your emotional baggage? Can you trust them to keep it private? Most likely, no. In a company, things spread fast. You tell one coworker something sensitive, and the next thing you know, everyone knows. Not always because they're malicious. Sometimes it's accidental. People talk, they overshare, they connect dots, and you end up embarrassed, exposed, and vulnerable. All because you shared something too personal in the wrong place. If you have a best friend or lifelong companion, sure, share, but at work, in casual groups, don't do it. So that's side 2. Keep personal secrets out of shallow relationships. You're not just protecting your privacy, you're protecting your credibility and your emotional peace. Side 3. Talking about people who are not present. This one's obvious, but commonly ignored. Never talk about someone who isn't in the room, especially in a negative or even slightly critical way. Even if you're telling the truth, it still creates enemies. Why? Because nobody wants to hear that someone spoke behind their back. If they find out, they will resent you regardless of how accurate your words were. And let's be honest, they will find out. Word travels, people talk, and the moment they hear you said something, your reputation drops. In any group conversation, if someone brings up another person in a gossipy or judgmental way, just disengage, nod politely, pull out your phone, go to the restroom, anything to excuse yourself from the conversation. If you don't participate, you won't be part of the fallout. So that's side 3. Don't talk about people who aren't present, ever. Summarize. The triangle model gives you 3 clear boundaries. Don't mention sensitive or taboo topics to the person you're talking to. Don't reveal personal secrets in shallow relationships. Don't talk about people who aren't in the room. Stay within these lines, and you'll dramatically reduce misunderstandings, conflict, and gossip. In the next part of this lesson, we'll apply the triangle to real-life situations, so you can see exactly how it works in action. Part 2. Real-life applications of the triangle model. Let's move from theory to practice. You've now understood the communication triangle and its 3 critical boundaries. Never speak about sensitive or taboo topics for the other person. Never reveal deeply personal secrets to casual colleagues. Never speak negatively about someone who's not present. Sounds simple enough in theory, right? But in reality, how do you actually use this modelist, especially when you're under pressure? In real conversations, at work, or with friends. Let's start with a workplace example. Scenario 1. One-on-one meeting with your boss. Imagine you're a software developer. One morning, you receive a message from your boss. Let's have a private meeting at 2 p.m. to discuss the mobile app project. Now, this might sound like a routine check-in, but it's also a higher-risk communication moment. Why? Because any one sentence, if spoken carelessly, could change how your boss sees you, from reliable to reckless. So what should you do? You recall the triangle model. Step 1. Identify the boss's taboo zone. You think, what's the one thing my boss is highly sensitive about? You realize he hates being interrupted. He sees interruptions as disrespect. Great first rule is clear. In this meeting, let him speak fully before you do. Step 2. Avoid personal oversharing. You're tempted to vent. Honestly, I'm stressed out. My younger brother borrowed $8,000 and now can't repay it. I can't even sleep at night. Stop. Don't go there. This meeting is about a project, not your personal life. Your boss may not judge you harshly, but once he hears that you're distracted by family drama, he might start withholding responsibilities from you. He may no longer trust your focus. That's a loss you can't afford. Step 3. Don't talk behind anyone's back during the meeting. Your boss casually mentions David, your colleague. David seems to be taking a bit longer than expected with his tasks. You reply, "Yeah, I noticed that too. He's been slacking a lot, honestly. I don't mean to throw him under the bus, but boom, big mistake. UVA just violated the third edge of the triangle." Speaking negatively about someone who isn't there to defend themselves. Even if you're right, you come off as untrustworthy. Your boss might think, if he talks about David like this, maybe he talks about me too when I'm not around. Congratulations, you've just built your own reputation as a backstabber. Scenario 2. Lunch with friends now. Imagine you're having lunch with a few friends. One of them says excitedly, "Guys, I just got my hair done. Do you like this new style?" In your mind, you hate it. It looks weird. But before speaking, pause. Ask yourself, am I about to violate the first triangle rule? Yes, you are. Because to that person, this hairstyle is a source of pride. Criticizing it, however truthful you believe it is, will deflate them, hurt their confidence, and might make them silently resent you. So what do? Lie. Not at all. You don't need to fake praise. You can say something neutral, like, "Well, if you like it, that's what matters." Or, "Interesting change." You always keep it fresh. You're not lying, you're being diplomatic. That's the art of social grace. Scenario 3. Deep personal pain. Let's say you're going through a tough time. Maybe your marriage is falling apart. Maybe your parents are ill. You're emotionally exhausted. And one day, while chatting with a coworker, you feel the urge to open up. "You know, I've been so off lately. My wife and I keep fighting. I think she's hiding something. I can't sleep. I can't focus." Now again, remember the triangle. This is deeply personal. And unless this coworker is a long-time, proven, loyal friend, not just someone you've known for a few months, it's best to stay quiet. You're not hiding your emotions. You're protecting yourself. Oversharing with the wrong person often ends up becoming workplace gossip. It's not always intentional. Someone might say, "Oh, I heard he's dealing with marriage issues," just in passing. But the damage is done. People might start seeing you as unstable, distracted, or weak. And suddenly, you find yourself being excluded from key decisions or opportunities. So here's the rule. Share your inner life only with those who have truly earned your trust. If you wouldn't trust them with your bank PIN, don't trust them with your deepest wounds. Scenario 4. Someone else starts gossiping. You're in a group chat or lunch conversation. Suddenly, someone starts talking negatively about a colleague who's not present. "Oh my God, did you hear what Min did? I swear that guy is the laziest person I've ever worked with." Now, what do? You stay silent. You do not participate. You can scroll your phone, excuse yourself to the bathroom, change the topic, whatever it takes to remove yourself from the gossip flow. Because if you add even a single comment, even if it's neutral, like "I noticed that too," you're now part of the slander. And if it gets back to that person, they won't remember who started the gossipingly that you contributed to it. The result, you've earned a new enemy for nothing. Remember, talking about others when they're not around will always come back to bite you. The takeaway from part 2. By applying this triangle model in real-life scenarios, you create 3 priceless outcomes. People feel safe around you. You become someone others can trust. You avoid conflict without sacrificing authenticity. This isn't about being fake. It's about being wise. You don't need to flatter or pretend. You simply need to avoid violating the triangle's edges. Respect the boundaries. Stay within the safe zone, and you will be seen as calm, sharp, and emotionally intelligent without saying a word more than necessary. So now you know the secret. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be a master manipulator. You don't need to talk more, louder, or smarter than others to be respected in any room, to avoid unnecessary drama, to be the person everyone listens to when you finally do speak. You just need one thing: control. Control over what you choose not to say. Let's face it, most people dig their own grave with their mouths. They overshare, they gossip, they push buttons, they speak without thinking. And then they wonder why people stop trusting them, or even start avoiding them. But now, you're different. You've learned the power of the triangle model. You understand that what you withhold is more powerful than what you reveal. Let's quickly recap the triangle. Don't touch their raw nerves. Never talk about someone's insecurities, weaknesses, or pain points, especially not in public. It doesn't make you honest. It makes you dangerous. Don't reveal your vulnerable core to strangers. Protect your personal life like you protect your home. Don't leave your emotional doors wide open to people who haven't earned the key. Don't attack people who aren't present. The moment you talk behind someone's back, you've planted a seed of distrust in everyone's mind, including your own. Stay within this triangle, and you'll feel a shift. People will begin to treat you with more caution, more curiosity, more respect. They might not even know why, they'll just feel it. You've become one of the rare few who don't leak energy through their words. Your silence is no longer empty. It's full of clarity, full of choice, full of power. Before you go, one last gift. Let me leave you with a simple line that has saved me again and again in tricky conversations. I'd rather not comment on that. It's neutral, it's respectful, and it instantly draws a boundary without creating conflict. Use it when someone asks your opinion about a controversial topic. Use it when someone tries to pull you into gossip. Use it when you're tempted to open up, but your gut says, not here, not now. This one line can protect your relationships, your image, and your peace. If this video made you think differently, even for just a few seconds, then consider this your invitation to go deeper. Like this video. Leave a comment below. Which part of the triangle do you struggle with the most? And most importantly, share it with one friend who tends to speak too freely and gets burned for it. Let's help each other master the art of less talk, more power. Because, in the end, those who say the least are often the ones others listen to the most. Stay wise, stay quiet, stay powerful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.